And what when you don't like working out at the gym? That's more common than you think. So now discover 10 tips for those who don't like to train. Because there are people who want the goal of bodybuilding. I mean that aspect of increasing muscle mass and losing fat, but don't like to train. So the tip I've listed here as number 10 is, first of all, right? So number 10 is the first one. A bit confusing. The list is a bit schizophrenic. Set realistic goals. I hear people saying, look, I don't like to train. What's the idea of a shape? So set realistic goals. I don't like that. Maybe along the way you will find out. No, now I see results, I'm liking it and such. Then you can update the goal later. But now that you don't like to train, have a realistic goal, a shape that you look at and say, I can achieve that. I know it's hard to determine that when you know nothing about the field, but don't appeal to bodybuilding, okay? Number 9, play another sport. Why? Because when you divide the focus, it helps a bit. When you play another sport, you perform better and weight training begins to make more sense to you. For example, I don't like weight training, okay, but I like to play soccer. Good. So when I play soccer, I realize that now that I'm training, I'm performing much better. I can find another meaning that's not just the shape, and it can make me push harder in leg training. Because now I see and feel the improvement. So find another sport. By doing that, you reduce the weight training load a bit. Dividing the focus is very, very interesting. This tip should probably be higher up on the list. Number 8, create rewards. I think that's cool. So for example, if I train the whole week, I can do a certain thing. Just like, you can also create punishments. So for example, if I don't train the 5 days this week, I won't have a cheat meal. I'm just giving examples here. You need to personalize it. So for non-athletes, can you drink alcohol? Yes, just don't overdo it. Otherwise you won't see any results. So if I train 5 times a week, I can have 3 beers, otherwise I won't. It's a motivation you create for yourself. These things might seem ridiculous, some might be watching and think it's silly, but in practice, I assure you, it works. Number 7, people often ask me, what's the best time to train? Any time is the right time, as long as you have a good performance. However, what I suggest for those who don't like to train, make an effort to go in the morning. Because it's easier to establish a habit in the morning than at night. Why? Because in the morning you'll wake up at a certain time and go train. So you'll wake up, eat, and train, right? You'll wake up and do this. Every day will be the same. If you leave it for the evening, during the day things can happen that distract you from training in the evening. So, I don't know, at work I had many problems. My boss told me I'm crazy. So you start getting bothered by depressing things and then you say, I won't train today. So things happen that at night you can justify it. But in the morning there's less chance of that happening. I woke up tired, had some coffee, and I'll go anyway. Number 6, train while listening to something you enjoy. So, to try and shift your focus, since you don't like to train, you can make this time serve a dual purpose. And when I say listen to something, I don't just mean music. It could be a podcast or videos from Garlic Brother, so you can learn something while training. But won't that divert a bit from the training focus? My friend, you don't like to train, you're already not focused, and if that wasn't enough, if you don't do something to establish this training routine, you won't. So for those who start from nothing, half is double. So at least follow these tips to consistently train, and then think about refining. Number 5, have caffeine for the tired days. There will be days when your energy is low, it happens to everyone. But the difference is that those who enjoy training say, oh, I'm feeling off today, but I'll go and just do a lighter session. But if you don't like training, you'll just say, nah, I won't go. So on those days, have caffeine, wait for 30 minutes, and go train. Number 4, hire a personal trainer. Hiring a personal trainer is very beneficial because they will push you and you have a commitment. And remember, you don't need a trainer forever. As I said, you might not like training today, but if you start training and see results, you'll get into it. So, you can use some tools, right? In this case, a social tool, setting an appointment with a trainer to develop this bond, this closeness with weight training. Number 3, go to the gym but with no pressure. What I mean by no pressure is this. Don't think, I'll have to get there, lift a lot of weights, I'll have to do this, grow, I'll have to go. Look, I'm not feeling it. No, go to the gym and say, I'm going to do my best today, I'm tired, but I'll do my best for today. But swipe your card every day, go there, and when I say every day, I mean every day you planned, okay? You don't need to train every day. No, that's not necessary, but be consistent and disciplined with what you've set. And an easy way to follow this is by not putting too much pressure on yourself. I need to lift a huge weight today. No, I'll lift my best weight for today. If I feel like taking off 5 on each side, I'll push to failure, but I'll remove 5 from each side. You'll probably get to the gym, and once there, you'll push hard, because usually it's harder to leave the house than to actually train. Number 2, see which of the two groups you adapt to better. More days in the week with less time at the gym, for example, I'll train 6 times a week, 35 minutes each, or fewer days in the week and more time at the gym, for example, 3 times a week for an hour and 10 minutes. So, see which one you prefer. My issue is that I have to stop my entire day. I have to get dressed, I have to take the car, I have to go to the gym, there's no parking there. So if it were just 3 times a week, even if I spent more time, that would help. Stick to that. No, or else, that's not my problem. My issue is that going there. Oh, spending an hour training, you know, it's a hassle. If it's just 30 or 35 minutes, I can handle that. Go 6 times a week, the weekly training load will be the same. Is there a difference between the two? Obviously, yes, but again, at this moment, that's not what's important. It would matter to a bodybuilder, but nobody who's a bodybuilder dislikes training, so you see? Do you realize the paradox of questioning this at this time? And number 1 is working on the social aspect. Try to find a disciplined friend, but don't hinder him either. Don't chit-chat with him, don't tell him, let's skip today. No, let him lead. He's the disciplined one. Let's train and such, and let's not get sidetracked. Let's stay focused. Because when you have someone you like, someone you admire, someone you see getting results, all of this can create triggers, mechanisms that get you hooked on this positive activity. I hope I've helped. And are you too lazy to train? How many times a week do you go to the gym? Do you like training at home? Let me know in the comments below, and I will respond to the comments. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting and wellness content. Stay healthy, stay happy.